Ladies and gentlemen, good morning to all of you. There is widespread panic on the side of the United States of America. America, Americans have said that they are argumentative, that they are ready to provoke any state in the world, and this is what exposes them to war, just like in war. Yesterday, Sunday, the 20th of July, 2025, several government agencies, including some federal sites, were subjected to a cyber attack of unimaginable scale. The damage is enormous. Yes, a lot of American data has leaked out of America. The intelligence services are in a state of total panic. Yes, after realizing that it was a vulnerability that was triggered or that existed within the most advanced system used by governments for cyber operations. The hackers exploited this vulnerability. They penetrated the labyrinths, delved deep, and retrieved a lot of data. The Americans no longer know where to turn for help. Ladies and gentlemen, in this video conference, this is the current event we are going to discuss. Yes, but before we dive deeper, I humbly ask you to share this video conference as much as possible. Be sure to give it lots of likes. In particular, always leave a comment as well. I want to say a big thank you to everyone who leaves a comment. It really gives the video conference a lot of visibility. Don't forget, check out the Play Store or Apple Store. Go ahead and download the Moen Express app. Let's dive deeper with the official information. According to official government reports, the United States of America recently suffered a significant and large-scale cyber attack, which occurred this past Sunday. Several prominent government agencies, numerous companies, various universities, and a multitude of institutions within the critical energy sector were extensively hacked and compromised. Government agencies, universities, energy sectors, these are key sectors. That means the very core of the American brain was attacked by this cyber attack. When we talk about government agencies, we're talking about administrative information. When we talk about universities, it's the results of research. When America beats its chest to say that they are strong, they are powerful, they are this, they are that, it's the results of their research. When we saw Donald Trump say, no, we produce everything that's best in the world, it's the universities. When we talk about the energy sector, as you know, atomic energy is currently of utmost importance. This is what creates the difference in superiority between nations. That's why when Israel recently attacked Iran, they started by eliminating Iranian scientists to destroy the brightest minds. The American data concerning everything at the heart of America's technical and technological development. That's what they took. Everything at the core of the American administration. So, according to official information, the servers of at least two American federal agencies have been hacked. The servers of at least two American federal agencies have been hacked. Not to mention that very recently there has been more hacking. And right away, you wonder who is behind it all. And you're already thinking of certain countries, Maranatha. We'll get to that in a moment. All's fair in war. So, the hackers are said to have exploited a critical vulnerability, a critical flaw on Microsoft servers. You have to understand, these are geniuses. Yes. And this vulnerability gave them extensive access, Maranatha, extensive access to US federal and state agencies, as well as to its companies and the energy sector. Now, when even the media say it was extensive access, it means the vulnerability was deep, but it was a flaw that existed and had not been fixed. And up to now, the Americans still don't know who is behind it. Because such cyber activities, such cyber attacks require significant resources and, people who are extremely well trained. These are not your run-of-the-mill small-time hackers. These are real geniuses who are trained for this, who work for a government, for a state, who are well taken care of, who eat very well, who sit in unprecedented comfort. All they do is type away, click, tap, tap. How were they able to discover that Microsoft had a vulnerability? Yet, Microsoft is one of the most secure systems in the world and happens to be used by many governments, if not all the governments in the world. How were they able to find that out? It's about resources, the means. All's fair in war. In the current geopolitical climate, any means are justified to achieve one's goal. And these are also legitimate wars. If they've recovered all their data, they are forced to get ready and take countermeasures. It's true that they'll try to fix the vulnerability, but they'll also take countermeasures. So, if the production formula for their missile has been transferred elsewhere, because what's the goal here? We take it, we look at it. That's how they make it, okay? We manufacture the same thing. We make its antidote, if you can put it that way. That is, we make its anti-missile. We test it. And then, when it's good, it's okay. We make yet another missile, stronger and more powerful than that, to allow those who stole the data to be superior to America. I said, the battle is fierce between powers. Since the world began, in these times we are living in, what is happening in the realm of geopolitics has never happened like this before. Let's go a little deeper. Share the video conference right now. Many people refuse to share. You have to share. There you go. Otherwise, it doesn't give me the motivation. Oh yeah? Did you notice? When I do something without holding a video conference, how many times does it tire you out? No matter what your commitments are, it's not a punishment, but you also need to encourage. Let's go. What happened? So, the hackers' modus operandi initial findings indicate that the cyber criminals in question exploited a major vulnerability to carry out their attack. It's a critical flaw in Microsoft. The hackers are said to have taken advantage of a critical vulnerability present on Microsoft server. This vulnerability that allowed them to access the server. So thanks to this vulnerability, they were able to break into the systems of federal and state agencies, as we mentioned earlier. And ultimately, this compromised the data stored there. So here's basically what needs to be said about this situation. For now, no country has been named. Neither Russia, nor China, nor North Korea, nor Iran have been identified. No one has been identified as responsible. Investigations are ongoing to reach a high enough level of certainty to be able to name a country or, in any case, those responsible. But listen, we know that America is at war with everyone. And Iran had sworn to make the Americans pay dearly. Do you know what they did? As for Russia, we won't even mention it. And what about China? So certainly, that's the result. In any case, we'll see. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that was the top international news story. Thank you for sharing it as much as possible. I'll be back with more news shortly. This was the voice of your one and only Samouraï.